Have you ever felt like your life is so chaotic that staying on track with your weight loss goals feels impossible? Like your house, your calendar, even your brain are all just one big pile of too much. And no matter how badly you want to take care of yourself, something else always comes first. Imagine what it would feel like if everything from your kitchen to your schedule had a place and a purpose. If your external space could actually support your internal goals. You're listening to the Lose Weight for the Last Time podcast with me, Laura Conley. Today on the show, we're asking, can getting organized help you lose weight and live the life you actually want? To explore that, I'm talking with my friend Tracy Hoth, a professional organizer and certified life coach with nearly 2 decades of experience helping women reclaim their time, energy, and confidence through the power of organization. In this episode, you'll learn number 1, the 5-step framework that can help you organize anything from your pantry to your thoughts. Number 2, why setting limits on your stuff can lead to more freedom in your body. And 3, how organizing your space might just be the secret to ending the start over Monday cycle for good. Plus, we'll share what clutter might actually be costing you when it comes to your weight loss journey and how to clean it up in a way that sticks. So if you're ready to make your environment work for you, not against you, then stay tuned for this episode of Lose Weight for the Last Time. Today, you guys, I have a very special guest. My friend Tracy is here, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, but she is a 17-year veteran professional organizer and certified life coach, and she helps coaches and women in general reclaim their time, boost their confidence, and maximize profitability through a streamlined and organized business and life. And so I was kind of dying to have Tracy on because I really believe that if you have an organized life, it's so much easier to weigh what you want and to keep up your healthy habits. So welcome to the podcast, Tracy. Give us a little intro about who you are, where you are, all of the things, and how did you get into this?
Oh, so many questions, Laura. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad you had me on to talk about this. I am Tracy Hoth, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri, so right in the center of the United States, and I've been organizing for 17 years. So I just decided when my kids were little that I could help people get organized. I would ask friends to go out to the park or wherever we wanted to go, and they would be like, oh, I got to clean. Oh, I need to organize. I need to clean up this or that. And I was like, oh, come on, let's just go have fun. So I'm like, I can help people get organized. And getting organized just means that you know what you have and you can find it when you need it. And then people in your house know what they have and they can find it when they need it. So that's how it all began. When my youngest started in preschool, I started helping people in their homes get organized. So I've been doing that a long time. I don't go into homes really anymore, but it's so fun.
I love that because you're like, I am unwilling to not have friends because people are cleaning. I am unwilling to not have fun. So I guess I will just go over there and help them. That's so great. That's how all businesses should be born. Okay. So you were telling me a little bit about your framework that is 5 steps that will help you organize anything and everything, your mind, your schedule, your kitchen, all of it. So like you guys, I was telling her before I hit record that I was selfishly so excited because I love to organize. I like started a business called Orderly Organizers and it didn't really go anywhere in high school. My mom was super organized, but like I can still use so many hacks. And even if you're organized, I know this is going to help you. Oftentimes I get clients that are just so overwhelmed in so many areas of their lives. And a lot of it comes from disorganization in the home, right? Like, and I know for me, when I have an organized office or kitchen or whatever, it's like I could do cartwheels down the sidewalk. I could like skip through life because I feel so much lighter. And to your point about like knowing where everything is, like everything has to have a home. Like everything has to have a home in our house, and it works so much better. So anyways, tell us about the 5 steps. I'm sure I'm going to interrupt you like 16 times, but I'll let you dive in and we'll just see where this conversation goes. I'm so excited.
Okay. So the 5 steps are, I always get kind of embarrassed or it's so goofy because they The acronym is SPASM.
Ah!
And
Oh, that's so good.
and when your muscle is having a spasm, you can think about organizing. And I did that 17 years ago. And I just am like, well, I don't want to think of something new, so I'll just keep it. But the S stands for sort.
Okay.
And the reason we sort first is so that we can see everything that we have in that category. And also because we're not making decisions. So the reason we don't organize a lot of times is because we go in thinking, should I keep this or get rid of it? And then we don't know and it's overwhelming. So we stop. So sorting, all you're doing is putting things in like categories. So that's step one, sort.
Okay.
Then
I'm literally taking notes.
Oh, good. Get some notes down. Then the second step is to purge. Now that we have everything in a category, we can go back to each category and we can make decisions. So this is where we make decisions. One of my favorite things to do in this step is to choose our favorites. So I started this with kids. I'm like, okay, we can't ask kids, or when you ask kids to get rid of something, they freeze up and they tighten up. And it's like, oh, don't take anything away from me. And so once you say, what are your favorites? What do you love here? What do you use all the time? And you pull those things out, then what's left you can make decisions on. Do I use it? Is it fit? Is it good? Does it work? Then we only have left what we use and love and want to keep. And so the third step is to assign homes. So sort, purge, assign homes. Then we decide where things live. And this is like a little bit of a puzzle because we're testing something and we might think it fits there and then move it. So we use things that we access frequently in the most accessible spaces and that kind of thing. Try to have zones, like all your baking stuff would go here, or your reading nook would have everything you need to read. So use those zones.
Oh, I need help with the reading nook. My husband's like, I asked him the other day, I'm like, what are my quirks? I saw this like question on Instagram about like building, just having a good conversation with your husband and asking good questions. And one of the questions was like, why am I quirky? Like, what are my quirks? And he was like, you literally carry a pile of books and journals with you everywhere you go. And there's just like random, I mean, I'm pretty organized and clean, but like there's just random piles of books like throughout my entire house. So we're going to have to do it like a drill down on that one, but sorry, keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. Then now we know where it's going to live. So now this is the step. I call it setting limits, but it's the containing steps. So you're setting a limit with a container on. And this is where people go first. They usually go to Target and they're like, oh, I love this. And then they buy the container thinking it's going to help them get organized. But you are not allowed to buy anything until you get to step 4, because now you know where it's going to live, what size containers, how many things you need. And that could be shelving. It could be drawer dividers, anything that helps you contain an item. And the reason I call it setting limits is because when the limit is filled, you naturally triggers you to go back to the beginning and start over, going through the steps. So sort, purge, assign home, set limits, and the M is maintain. Unfortunately, just like laundry, our health, everything needs to be maintained. And so the secret there is to tie it to something that you already do. So you do taxes every year, go through your paperwork when you do taxes. At the beginning of the school year, your kids, you go through their school supplies, or when the school ends, or when the season changes, you go through clothing. So try to tie it to stuff that happens naturally, and that'll help you maintain.
That's a good one. I love that. I also love that you're like, okay, you can't go get all the fun containers until you get to step 4, but it's kind of like a carrot. It's like, okay, I get a reward because I love buying all that stuff. Okay, that's so fun. Okay, what if we have too many favorites? Like we're purging and my kids, and we should drill down on that too. My kids or me, I'm like, well, it's all my favorite.
Right. But you have the container that you live in, which is your house, and you have the container of a bedroom. Or a good example is I had a memory bin. It's like the tub of the things you want to keep for your kid. And so I have that bin in our storage, and there's a folder in there for special papers. And I used to tell my kids, well, your folder is full. So if you want to keep something else, this is the natural space that we have for it. And we just can't in life keep everything. So, and you could go into a lot of mindset reasons. If you are emotionally attached to stuff, let's look at that. Let's open that up. Let's see what some of your thoughts are. Or maybe you think it's wrong to get rid of gifts that someone gave you.
Oh, this is where all the coaching comes in.
Yeah.
I don't have any of these issues. My husband's like, did you throw away my screwdriver? I was like, I told you if it wasn't put away by the end of the day, everything on this table is going in the trash. I have the opposite problem. I'm just like, let's throw everything away. That's a very effective cleaning solution.
Yeah. Well, and being organized is much easier with the less stuff you have. And I could go into people's homes and I'm overwhelmed. Like it's just the fact that if you have too much stuff for the container, that it's you have to make decisions. You have to be able to fit it into the container that you have at this point in your life. If you want to be able to maintain it, because if you don't want to put clothes away if your closet's so stuffed you can't even get anything in it. It's just hard. So then you start hanging them up outside your closet, and then pretty soon you're not even going in your closet.
Do you get pushback on that? Like, do people like just buy another container? Like, do they just buy another folder for their kids' school stuff? That's a topic that comes up with my friends, because I'm kind of ruthless. I'm like, they get one memory per year. Like, and my friends are like, oh my God, I have to save every single thing. So is that like a mindset thing? Is that a coaching opportunity?
Well, people buy storage containers and then they pay for monthly storage containers. So yes, and it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you not to do that, but it does take you looking at your life and think, what do I want to do? Do I want to spend my time organizing for the rest of my life, moving things from one place to the other? Or do I want to be out doing fun things, building relationships, connecting, doing my hobbies, living out my dreams? Or do I want to be managing my stuff? So it kind of comes down to what you want, and let's help you move toward that. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy just because you decide what you want. Like it might take a lot of discomfort when you're making those decisions. And like I have some people in my Organized Life Academy program, and they know they don't want to leave their kids a huge packed full house of stuff, but it's super uncomfortable for them to be doing it. And so it's a process that you have to break down your beliefs and thoughts, and then you have to feel that discomfort when you make decisions to let go of things. So it is work to do it.
Yeah, that's so good. Okay, give us some more tips and tricks on how we can help our kids to clean and organize and purge.
Yes. Well, make it fun.
Okay. How do we do that?
Number one, turn on some fun music, make the project small to start with. Think we're going to do this one shelf, not like we're going to do your entire room and then all of you are grouchy and you haven't even finished half of it. So do small projects at a time where you can really have a win. You can celebrate, turn on some music, have a reward at the end of it.
What do you recommend for rewards?
Oh, go out and play Foursquare in the driveway. Okay. I mean, I don't know, an activity, or you could do food.
Yeah.
Ice cream, popcorn party, a movie night.
Okay.
But my kids would love, like, I think back, playing Foursquare in the driveway was so fun.
Oh my God, that is so fun. I got to get I loved Foursquare when I was growing up. I got to get my kids into that. It's such a fun game.
Yeah. Or play some other game. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's good. One of the things if you have little kids that one of my clients did, she put all the toys away. Well, first she had her kids pick a certain amount of toys, and they had one bin so they could see their own bin getting full. And then they each had their own bucket. I thought this was so fun. And they had a bucket, and then every night they'd go around the house, fill their bucket up with whatever their toys are, and then put it back in their bin. So she had this little system that would go to the bin, but the rest of the toys were shut up in a closet. And this was just because toys had overrun her house. They were everywhere. She just couldn't take it. And then if they wanted to trade out a toy, they could totally get a different toy, but they had to take one out of their bin to put in
Oh.
for the toy. And they never wanted to. Like those toys were their favorites and they used those toys. Isn't that interesting? Like they just didn't want to trade any of those out.
Okay, so they had like a backlog of toys like in another closet, but like the
Yes.
active toys were in a bin. And then they had a basket to go around and clean up their toys and put them back in the bin.
And it was literally a bucket from Home Depot. It was just fun. And the kids loved it. So that's when they were littler, you know.
I could still, yeah, I could actually use that. That's so awesome.
We used to do, I mean, I had endurance when it came to organizing because I just practiced a lot helping all my clients. So when my girls, well, but the boys did too, we would go into their room and when we were like getting ready for school and figuring out what clothes they needed and stuff like that, we would completely clean out their room and move their furniture. So moving their furniture around was so fun and
Yes,
but
that's a reward.
it takes some endurance because right about when everything's in the hallway lined up and you just like they're tired, they want to
Yeah,
quit. So be careful with that, but maybe you move a little bit at a time or
I love it. That's so good.
those are some tips. Let me think. What else for
Well,
kids?
why should we want to organize? Like, say you're listening and you're not like Tracy or myself. Like, I just naturally like it and I love having an organized home. Why should we, maybe if we're like a little hesitant or it's not our favorite, like, why should we want to have an organized home?
Well, I think first, is it a problem? What
Mm,
is the reason behind you wanting to do it? If it's not a problem and you're perfectly fine, the way your house is running, you don't need to. If you can find things and you know what you have, your organization may look different. But what
mm,
typically happens is
mm,
one person in the family has a lower or a higher clutter tolerance, so they aren't even bothered by it. And the other person is literally miserable because they have stuff everywhere and they don't like it. So it's the conflict between you and your spouse, or kids can't find stuff and you're screaming at them. Like there are problems that come up because you have
mm-hmm,
too much stuff, or things
mm-hmm,
don't have homes, or you're yelling at your kids because they're not cleaning up, but literally they have no home for their stuff. So why are we getting mad at them
mm-hmm,
when things don't have a home?
mm-hmm,
So usually there's a problem, and that's why people want to declutter and to organize. And just so people know, decluttering are steps, the first two steps, sort and purge. And then
mm-hmm.
organizing are assign homes, set limits, and then maintain it all. So you're decluttering in the process.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so what are some of the common problems that come up with marriage and partnerships? Because you mentioned like one person usually has a higher tolerance for clutter than the other. So talk to us about how to navigate that.
That's very challenging. And there's really, when it comes down to it, you can't control that other person. You can have lots of conversations about it, and you can talk through or work out that there's mutual areas of the home that are not allowed to have that, you know, kind of thing where you agree on it. Or there's certain areas, like I had one couple that had an area in the basement and the husband could do what he wanted in that area, but literally that area filled up pretty quickly. And so it's a big challenge. And if the person's not willing to get help with that, then you learn you're going to live with it or you're not. The other thing is if there's things that are laying around and they're the other person's and you're mad about it, you can just choose, like, I'm just going to put this away because it makes me mad. It doesn't bother anybody else. And it's faster for me to just take that and put it away than it is for me to complain and nag and get mad and be bitter about it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think
So,
we should talk about that because it's just such low-hanging fruit. Like it's just so easy to decide to not get mad at your partner for him partnering or her partnering, like, just being. My husband, like, it's like, it seems like he's playing a joke on me because what he does is he scatters, like, there's one in my office on my floor. He doesn't even ever come in here. Why is this hat on the floor? Like, I should do I wish I could take you on a tour right now because I guarantee you there's like 9 hats in random ass places in my house. He just leaves his hats everywhere. It feels like he's playing a joke on me, but he's not. And I could totally get mad about it, but it's just such a waste of energy. And it's so much easier for me to just throw them in onto his side of the closet and just to let it go. But,
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that through coaching. I had to like practice that. But I really do believe some of these, like, I love what you do because there's so much opportunity for deep coaching. Like it can kind of seem like surfacey, like, oh yeah, we're just going to organize our kitchen the spatula drawer. But like, no, we're not. We're going to like change your entire marriage and heal it maybe,
Yes.
because there's so many opportunities that come up to decide what you want to care about.
Yeah. And it's your own identity too. So many times, like I'm seeing this in my clients, their identity was that they were creative or that they were a businesswoman or something like that. And now all of a sudden they have all this stuff from that identity. Someone was even just saying this, that they're shedding that identity, and that process is really challenging because you got to know now who you want to be and who are you. And when you tied so much meaning like to education and you have 4,000 books, like how do you let
Mm,
go of that when that identified you as someone that was smart and intelligent, and now all of a sudden you're having to figure that out. So there is a lot of deep things that come up and healing that happens in the marriage. But yes, I'm thinking about your husband with his hats and how you can look at it the opposite way. Like, oh, that's so cute. He looks so cute in hats. Like, oh my gosh, I have the hottest husband because he wears hats. And I get to be reminded of how cute he is every time I walk through the house.
I don't go that far, Tracy. That's not what my brain does. My brain's like, no way. Now I feel like this must be a practical joke. He's trying to play like a April Fool's at me. Yes, I'm guessing that there's so many nothing fights that happen over spaces not being clean.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that comes up is all you can do is focus on yourself because your brain is now looking for all the evidence that he or the other person is so disorganized. And I do this myself, I go into the bathroom and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all my stuff laying around when I am fairly neat, and I can go look at all his stuff that's not neat. But then when I walk in my closet, I'm like, oh, there's my sock. Oops, I'm going to get my shoes put away real quick and then get mad because his shoes are over here.
That's exactly right. I know. I do the same thing. Like, and my husband just doesn't care. Like, I just declared the other day, I'm like, that somehow our like we have like a junk counter. Like we didn't have a junk drawer. We somehow ended up with like a junk counter where all my piles of books end up, and like earrings that I take off midway through the day or whatever. And I'm like, I declare that this is a clean surface now. Like, there's no more junk on here. And I'm thinking, okay, we've lived here for 6 years. This has been like a junk counter for 6 years. He's never said one thing to me about the junk counter, and he doesn't really put hardly anything on the junk counter. But of course, yeah, I'm like annoyed that his one sock is in the middle of the floor or whatever.
Yeah. So I think we can just focus on ourselves and focus on putting our own stuff away and making sure there's homes for things as much as we can to help the rest of our family. And then again, like you said, deciding how much energy we really want to spend on it versus redirecting our brain to the amazing things that our spouse brings to our family.
Yeah. And also, like, just try it. Like, just try not getting mad at your husband for sprinkling his hats around the house. Just try not getting mad at, like, whatever the thing that he or she does. Like, just try it for a week or two. You can always go back to like picking the nothing fights, but like I promise you, you're going to like it better in your body because you're going to be the one that benefits from not being annoyed or pissed
Well,
or irritated.
and here's a little challenge. So if you're a person of faith, you can see every time you see something of his laying around, that's an opportunity for you to pray for him. And so every time you see a hat, challenge yourself to pray for him. Like that's just this amazing opportunity that reminds you, instead of having to set your alarm on your phone to pray for somebody, you just do it whenever you see their stuff.
Yeah, whenever you're reminded that of them. Yeah, I love that. Or you like, so I am not a person of faith,
Okay.
but like
So that wasn't a good example, but
no,
maybe
it's a great example. No, I love that example. It's the same thing. It's
yeah.
send them some love or just remind yourself how grateful you are that they aren't like at the bar making out with another woman. They're just leaving a hat. Like you love them. Right.
Yes.
Or
You could
your
text them.
kids. You can just beam them love. I'll be the woo side of things. Like you can beam them a lightning bolt of love. Like it's the same thing with your kids too. We have yummy mummies in their 20s and we have yummy mummies in their 80s. And I can't tell you, our sage yummy mummies, like they're constantly like telling us to enjoy like the pitter patters, to enjoy the mess. And it's like, yes, like we are going to miss this one day. We're going to, like, I'm going to miss the hats scattered if my husband dies first, like to get morbid. Like, my kids are out of the house and their books aren't everywhere and their whatever shoes aren't everywhere. I'm going to be so sad. And so it's just a great way to put it in perspective.
Yeah. And remind yourself of that this is for a season. All your extra kid stuff is for a season.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So why should we want to organize? I want to just drill down to this question again. Why do I keep saying drill down? What am I in corporate? Let's just double click on this. But what are the benefits of having an organized home, of having an organized life? Like, why is it amazing?
Well, and let's come back, make sure I answer that question. But I'm thinking how we do one thing is how we do a lot of things. And that's one of the things. Like, notice what's in common about organizing, keeping things in order, making homes for things, overbuying, whatever it is, your thoughts about organized, and just bring that into some other areas. If you're good at it, use those thoughts in the other areas. But I think about like our kitchen or our health and how it ties into that. Notice, I'm not saying it's for sure, but notice how the similarities are in your life between those things.
Yeah, it's so good. I love that.
Okay. And then the benefit of organizing is, if you go back to the definition, knowing what you have and being able to find it when you need it. That's the main benefit. You're not spending time searching for things. You're not getting mad. People can come into your home anytime. Your kids can find stuff. Your family members can. You're not overpaying and buying duplicates of things. So all of those, and you're not spending so much time there if there's other things you'd rather do.
Yeah, it's so much less energy out when everything's organized. I bet you there's so many less fights too.
Yeah. And so much less self-criticism, like fights with yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Yeah. So what's your take on Marie Kondo?
Well, I've watched a few of her episodes on TV, but how she takes all the stuff and piles it on the bed, that would literally overwhelm me for sure. So at least if you want to do that. So I saw the episode of, she took all the shoes and put them in the living room, or she took all the clothes from the whole room and just piled them on the bed. Like, at least if you're going to take things out, sort it as you go.
Okay.
So I'm good with emptying something if you want to, but while I'm emptying it, I'm for sure sorting it into categories, because I'm not going to empty it all and then have to repick up every single thing to sort into categories. So that's the first thing there. I would prefer to do things that don't leave you stuck with no bed. So I would say, if you're thinking about the closet, that you just pull out all the short sleeve shirts.
Yes.
You try them all on, you go through them, you'd go through the steps, and then you put back on one end of your hanging rack the ones you're keeping in color order just because it's fun.
Yeah.
And then the next day or next week, you do all the jeans or pants and you pull all those out. So I'm good with that. I would recommend smaller.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me, how do we use SPASM for our minds?
Oh, this is so good. So anytime you feel overwhelmed, anytime, go to the organizing steps. And you're just going to take your mind and take everything out. And
Mm-hmm.
again, just like I said, when you're taking it out, you can sort it into categories. Is it
Mm-hmm.
an errand you have to run? Is it a task? Is it go with a certain project? Is it a thought? Is it a worry? And you just sort it all out into categories. And then you go back through and you purge. So when I think about tasks and purging tasks, I think about the 4 Ds. Is it something I can delay? And you can do thoughts like this too. Is it
Mm-hmm.
something I can delay? Is it something I want to delete completely? I know I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I delegate it? Or am I going to choose to do it?
Mm-hmm. That's so good. I have to write that one down too. So
And that
good.
just makes, like, you think about thoughts. One of my friends told me, because I always am like, maybe I should quit and get a job.
Oh, me too. I'm like, I think I have to go work at Starbucks. I think I'm going to have to work at Starbucks and move in with my parents. I don't know if I can do this entrepreneur thing anymore.
I know. So my friend was like, Tracy, it's fine if you think like that. She's a coach friend. She goes, but you don't think that during the workday. Wait till 5 p.m. Then you can go look online and look at all the jobs. And so you're delaying that thought until after 5 p.m. So that's an
Mm.
example of how you would do that. So you would assign a home to the thought at 5 p.m.
Oh, ooh. I love that. You could also delete thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Delete some thoughts. And once you realize you're having that thought and it's really causing you a lot of negative emotion, I guess, or problems, then you could delete that. When you're looking at tasks, if you decide to do them, then the next step is to assign a home to them. So
Mm.
that would be appointment on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
The limit, setting a limit would be the time frame that you're going to allow for that appointment.
Mm.
And then maintaining is going back to your to-do list, going back to your calendar and keeping it up to date.
I love that. It's so good.
So now all of a sudden your mind isn't overwhelmed. It's like cleaning the closet out or cleaning out a bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I teach the Marie Kondo method to my clients when I am teaching thought work because she does
Oh,
teach get everything out. So like
yes.
when clients are learning thought work and they're learning how to think, a skill that we really haven't been taught, I teach them every day just like dump your brain on paper like Marie Kondo says, like dump your entire closet on your bed or on the floor or whatever. And then let's look at each thought. Like, is each thought useful? Like, do we want to keep it or do we want to give it to
Yes.
Goodwill? And then you
Yeah.
like actually get to see what's inside your brain and then you have agency over it and you
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's actually very similar to how you feel when I just organized my pantry and the high that I get from organizing my pantry and then like knowing I've organized my pantry, it's like, God, why am I in such a good mood today? It's like, oh yeah, because my pantry is so organized. You get the same feeling when your thoughts are organized, when you really build the skill of organization inside your brain.
Yes. So
And
you're doing that, like you're teaching it. And you do it, I bet, when people are emptying their brain like that, your thoughts are going in the main categories. And even if like something pops up, like, oh, I have to do that, you probably write it off to the side. Like you're kind of organizing
Mhm.
into categories or sorting as you go. But you
Yeah.
can always go back through too and just say, okay, here's a thought, here's something I have to do, and highlight them in different colors or whatever.
Mhm. But I totally want to steal the 4 Ds because I teach my clients this process called slow, SLOW, where if you feel overwhelmed, you stop and you sit down for S, and then L is list it all out, like get it all out of your brain. But that's where I would add in the delay, delete, do it, delegate. And the O in slow is for out it, like out the overwhelm, like realize that the overwhelm is a choice and to like show yourself out it, that it's just coming from the thought, like there's too much. I can't, I hate this or whatever. And then the W is like get to work. Maybe that's where the 4 Ds go in too. It's like start to get to work on whatever your do its are. So I
Yes.
love these, the delay, delete, do it, delegate.
Well, the outing it is kind of when you would do that, right? What's the L? List it. So you're listing it. Then the O, the outing it, is outing it into those categories kind of too.
No, the outing it is like out the overwhelm. Like find the thought that has caused the overwhelm. Like do a
Oh,
little like out it. Like I see you. I see that this is a
yes.
choice. Like you're out of the closet. Like you are not in my brain anymore.
Oh,
You
I
are
love
out.
that.
Like you were just created from a thought. Like you're just a feeling that was created by me thinking I have too much to do and not enough time to do it. And that's just a lie. I have plenty of time and now I have this list and I can see that I got this.
Yes.
Do your clients have trouble with deleting or delegating? Because I know that comes up a lot with my clients is like, we want to do it all. We don't want to say no. We don't want to go back on our word because that means that we're out of integrity, which is complete BS. But, anyways, that's my thought, not Tracy's. I want to talk to you about like what comes up when, maybe deep down they do want to delete something or they do want to delegate it, but they feel like they can't.
Yeah, let me think about that as far as tasks go. I think it's just the discovery there, and
Mm,
maybe they haven't even thought about it.
mm,
It's having someone see it, isn't it? You probably see this too. It's having someone else see it and think, in brainstorming, like, well, what can we do? Like, we could delegate that. We could
yes.
delete it. And they're like, I didn't even think of that.
Yes.
So, but
I
then,
love that. Like giving
yes.
them the choice. Like, this is why overwhelm could be maybe a gift if you use our acronyms, because then you can see that you actually have so much more choice over your life than you're probably giving yourself credit for. Like, I know a lot of my clients, like, they don't even put themselves on the list of priorities because they are so busy and they really don't believe that there's choice in so many of the activities. And it's just not true. It's like you do not have to make cookies for the PTO. You do not have to fill in the blank. There's so many obligations that are not obligations.
Yes, I just started using my iPad. Like I've had it for a year or two and I have never used it. So I bought this journal on it
Oh,
that someone told me about. And one of the questions is, how are you going to take care of yourself today? And how are you going to take care of someone else?
mm,
And I just, every time I read it, well, I don't even do it every day, but I read it and I'm just think, ooh, how am I going to take? It's so fun. Like I don't even think about that normally in the morning.
of course. Yeah. That's so funny you bring that up. I literally just added a question to my journal. I give my clients a journal. And because actually one of my clients, Brittany, she came to me and she's like, do you know what was the most life changing part of your program? Was this daily question that I added. She added herself to the journal, which is like, how am I going to fill my cup up today? Like,
Yeah.
how am I? Because when it comes to weight loss, a lot of my clients are using food for pleasure or comfort or stress relief or whatever. And it's like, if you are proactive and you fill your cup up and you take care of yourself with pleasure or comfort or whatever, you won't be pacing in the pantry at 9 p.m. like looking for your kids' snacks that like inevitably don't actually work anyways to fill that cup up. It's not you actually taking care of yourself. So I think it's so insightful. And I think how effed up actually it is that this is a mind-blowing question. Like it shouldn't be a mind-blowing question, but it is a mind-blowing question because as women, and I've been talking about this a lot on the podcast, like we don't ask ourselves on a daily basis, like, what do I want? Like, what would feel good for me? Like, how could I take care of myself? Like, it's literally radical at this point.
Yes.
So I love that you're doing that. So what's come up for you? Like, what are ways you've been taking care of yourself?
Oh, it'll be like call somebody or talk to somebody or sit. Or I'm walking with a friend tonight. Like that was something that came up. Just all sorts of different things.
Yeah, so good. Um, how do you help people with their time, their schedule? Yes, we use the SPASM acronym,
Of
obviously.
course we
But
do. Yeah.
but talk to me about that because that's where I think a lot of mindset work or coaching could come in because again, this idea of like I bet a lot of your clients feel victim to their schedules or they feel like they actually don't have onus or they can't get rid of things. So talk to me a little bit about how you help people organize their schedules.
Yes. So, first step, we sort it. And then we see, like, what do we have in here? Let's just put it into some categories as far as optional. Like, what kind of other categories could we put things into? In my business, we are in business coaching, kind of. We look at what buckets it goes into. We can look at what things that we're doing move us toward our vision or our goal. If it doesn't, do we want to keep doing it? So it's just really asking ourselves the same questions. Do we want to keep this? Is it purposeful? Does it tie into what we really want in our life? And for a time. Like, it doesn't have to be, it could be yes for a time. It could be no for a time.
So do you have to deal with a lot of people pleasing? Because I feel like that would come up a lot in your coaching practice. Like, yeah, no, I want to purge this, but I can't because I'm scared that somebody else is going to be disappointed.
Yes. Or they might find out, or for sure. And what do we do? I mean, there again, we just kind of look at what is the belief that you have toward disappointing people. We don't even know if they'll be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're just assuming.
Yeah.
But I would honestly have to say I haven't talked about it as much because I haven't struggled. I mean, I probably do. I'm probably doing it right now. Like, struggled with it as much myself. So I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you also get like a lot of coaches too. So you're probably getting a lot of people that have maybe overcome some people pleasing tendencies. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
I think it's just there all the time. And again, it goes back to just lately, I've been really looking at what is my vision? Where am I moving? Looking in that direction, even with my head, and saying, does this task or thing I'm doing move me in that direction?
Yeah. Is it in alignment with what I want? Okay, that's so good. Okay, so let's start to wrap up and let's give them a takeaway of like, what is like one thing that the audience listeners can implement like this week to make them feel more organized?
Yeah, think of a quick win, a quick place. Like, either you could do your mind too, where you just practice it, especially if they're your listeners and they have your process kind of in there at the same time. Think about that. Use the acronym SPASM, or pick somewhere easy. Could be your purse, could be the car, it could be your kitchen cabinet with your plates. Maybe that's the least, or your mugs. And just go through the SPASM steps and see how it goes, and just see what comes up for yourself. Like, is there fear that you're letting go of something? Is it emotional attachment that you're keeping it? Whatever comes up, just notice it.
Yeah.
I'd say do that first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're like me, you got bit by the bug and I'm like, I have to organize my entire house. I have to cancel my whole schedule. My husband's like, uh-oh, I see what's happening.
I see it.
Yeah.
Well, and then you can come back to that space and look at it. I have clients that are like, I just have been staring at the bathroom cabinet or whatever. And I come back to it. It makes me so happy. And I'm like, yes, that's why I like doing something smaller. So you actually can go back to it and look at it and just realize you're measuring the gain, like the gap in the gain book. You're just seeing, like, look what I can do. There's probably so many things that the person has the identity of being a disorganized person. Maybe their parents always told them that. Everyone told them. They have so much evidence they've built up against them. So do something little and just think, like, maybe it's all been a lie. Maybe I am. And here's actually some evidence right here that I did it.
Maybe I am organized.
Maybe I am
put together.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I'll organize it and I will just stand there so proud. And I will do the same thing as your clients. I'll go back and then I'll be like, okay, babe, come on my tour. You got to look at and he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, you better freaking put the beef jerky in the beef jerky drawer. Don't you dare put it in the noodles drawer. And he's like, he doesn't listen.
Label it.
Ooh.
One of my friends was like, I put these labels on here, and she has a family of 5 boys, and they were so excited. They went into the pantry and they saw the labels, and now they know where things go because they have labels on it.
Oh my God. Wow. That's impressive. I don't know if my family would behave, but It's worth a try. Okay, Tracy, how can we find you, stalk you, go down the rabbit hole of you?
Yeah, Simply Squared Away is the name of my business, simplysquaredaway.com. And I have two programs: Organized Coach Academy, where I help coaches and online business owners get organized in their business. And then I have Organized Life Academy, and that is all about decluttering, organizing our homes, implementing routines. Both of those programs are on my website. And then I have the Organized Coach podcast.
I love it. So good. All right. Okay, Tracy, that was so fun. Now I'm like, oh, what else can I organize? I know. My gosh. Okay. Well, I hope you have the best day ever. And I hope you guys that are listening will go check Tracy out. Go leave us a rating, a review. If this has helped you at all, we would love to see that. And I hope you have the best week ever. Ciao, ciao.